Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for being here with me. I am Lou and this is your full moon in Aries reading. So we have the full moon in Aries, which is occurring on the 1st of October. It is occurring at 22:05 hours here in the UK. If you are anywhere else in the world, then please feel free to check out dateandtime.com, where you can type in your exact location and you will get your exact time for that full moon. I know within the if you are east of the UK, then your full moon is actually on the 2nd of October. So what do we have? What are we looking at? The energies that I'm feeling for this is very much about, obviously with the full moon, it's about releasing, you're letting things go. Now, the more negative traits of Aries can be that they can be reckless. So this is a time to release any reckless behavior, anything that you do on impulse. Now, that's not saying that everything that you do on impulse is not good. For the fire signs especially, fire signs are very impulsive. I myself am very impulsive, but sometimes it's like flying by the seat of your pants, and you do things and it's like, whoa, is this going to work out? It does work out with that faith and just knowing, but I do feel that there's sometimes where there's things that you can jeopardize a bit by being too reckless. So if you are in that sort of like energy of doing things recklessly that tend to end up leaving you in difficulties, then this could be a great time to be releasing those sort of tendencies. It's also about releasing competitiveness, because Aries is very competitive. Very much wants to be in control, very much the leader. They are a good leader, but sometimes it can go over into that competitiveness side. So if you have been struggling with tendencies to be over competitive with things, to always be right, to try and control things, etc., then this is a great time again to release it. Furthermore, release the need to be solo. Aries is a sign that is very, very independent. It's one that doesn't really like to work as a team, but we are working together now to become one. We are all one, and it's just now's the time really where it's coming about that it's not benefiting us being solo. We need a team around us. So again, if you are a person that tends to stick to being on your own, this is a great time to release that, to try and bring in more cooperative skills, more teamwork skills, allowing other people into your life so you're not going it alone. So let's have a look what we have in the cards, shall we? So I'm going to call in the angels, guides, keepers of light. Please guide me at this time. What messages, above all messages, are in the highest good for all to receive at the time of this full moon in Aries? What messages do we need to receive with this full moon in Aries, 1st of October 2020? What messages do we need to receive? So, firstly, we're going to look at what energy is surrounding this full moon. What energy is surrounding this full moon in Aries? Okay, so we have two energies here. We have surrender to the divine, and we have realization. Now, what I'm feeling with these two cards together is that sometimes somewhere along the line, you've come to the realization that it's time to really have faith that things are going to work out, faith that things are going to work out in the future. I have literally just said here about releasing that recklessness, but this is sort of like saying it's probably time for you to take a little bit of a risk. I'm not saying go and do something that is going to leave you in a situation that is just really, really bad for you. But this is sort of like saying sometimes you have just got to allow the universe to do what it needs to do, to allow source energy to come in and take you where you need to go. It's very much about things not working out. You trying to manifest things that are just not working out. They're not materializing in your world, and you're sort of stuck. And it's like, why is this stuck? It's because I'm feeling with this Aries energy that you are just trying to force things, and you're trying to have too much control over things. And it's not about being impulsive. It's about just releasing that control a little bit, letting it go so that you can allow in what needs to come to you. It may be that you are wanting something to happen in a certain way. And this is just telling you that at this time, it's not going to work in that way. It is going to come to you, but it's going to come to you slightly differently. So whatever it is you've been asking for, there is something better ahead of you. This is time to really trust that the universe will actually bring to you something that is really, really good for you. It's just not going to be in the format of what you're currently striving for. You need to slow down, take a step back, and let the universe co-create with you. At the moment, that independent Aries energy is sort of like trying to force, trying to control, trying to do it all solo. This is you trying to create your life without allowing the universe to come in and support you. And this, the energy surrounding you at this time is the universe wants to support you. They want to bring you something in. You've just got to be open to it. You've got to realise that this is co-creating, not just creating on your own level. So what do you need to release? What do we need to release at the time of this full moon in Aries? What are we needing to release at the time of this full moon? Okay. So we firstly have the path. Now what I'm seeing this is, this is the path that you are currently treading. It's not quite right for you. Okay. With the fact, I mean, these are very similar energies. If you can see, like it looks like a window there, but this is a keyhole, but it's both got steps up. It's not actually a step up, but to me on there, that looked like it was like steps up. This has got steps up to see the potential. There's something more in the background. So I'm feeling that you are dead certain on going on one path at this time, and you are striving for it. You're trying to get there. You are controlling it. You are putting in all the energy that you need to stay on this path, because this is what you want and this is how it's going to happen and all this sort of thing. And you need to just release that need to be completely in control, because the universe is going to bring something new into you. However, what is new is not going to be found on that path you are currently treading. We have with it the growth card, and what I'm feeling is the universe is going to bring you something, but it's going to bring you something that is going to set you off on a slightly different path that is going to help you grow. And this is about making deeper roots, more intricate roots that are going to really see you expand, is what I'm really feeling here. So you're needing to release that control, needing to release being on that one dead certain path, because that path is not quite what you need at this time. You need to be allowing the universe to come in to put you on a slightly different path, because this slightly different path is going to keep you growing. Whereas the path what you're currently on is not working. You're going to get stagnant. You're going to get stuck. There's going to be no growth. Things are just not going to work out. You need to be more in flow with the other path, which is going to bring you so much more. So we are, what shadow is this full moon now highlighting for you? What shadow is being highlighted by this full moon. Let's have a look, shall we? What shadow is being highlighted? We have look at the bigger picture. So again, I'm just feeling from this, just sit back and look at your life. Look what is happening in your life. Are you stuck? Are you trying to control things too much? Are you dead set on only having things done one way? What I'm also feeling is there something you are overlooking? Is there something small, some small detail that you are not currently seeing? You're sort of like, you're so focused that it's almost like you can see the other path out of the corner of your eye, but you're choosing to ignore it. It could be to do with an old passion that is now being reignited, something that is sparking your soul. It could be to do with what the patterns have been in your life, because normally if you have experienced the same sort of thing over and over and over again in your life, that is an indication to where you should be going. You could be at this time not going with that, and I'm feeling that the moon is just sort of like highlighting that to you, saying this is here, you've learned so much, you've got so much experience, you know so much, why are you not wanting to follow this path? And that's what I'm feeling that the moon's trying to bring in, is trying to bring in this passion, this cycle. It may be that you've been through this cycle so many times that you're now at the point where you're absolutely 100% sick of it and you don't want to even be looking at it anymore. But unfortunately, what I'm feeling is it is part of your life purpose, and you have been in these cycles for a reason. You have experienced the experiences that you have for a reason, and the reason is because you're meant to take that knowledge and use it for the good of others. So although you don't want to be in that energy of going through that cycle again and you're trying to put things behind you, what I'm feeling is that is actually the cycle that is going to move you forward. It's just going to move you forward. So not that you're going to be repeating that cycle again, but you're going to teach others how not to repeat that sort of cycle again as well. So how can you use this to move forward? How can you use this shadow to move forward? How can we use this shadow to move forward? We have purity. I'm going to ask for another card. Please clarify this purity card. Okay, so what I'm really feeling with this, because we have the purity card and it came out with, it was clarified, sorry, with the new romantic cycle begins. So what I'm feeling is you have been through these cycles and you have dealt with them. You have come out of this refreshed. You are pure again. I don't know whether you can see this on the camera. There's a lady dancing there, and she's literally, she has her back arched with the head back and her arms thrown back in release, in surrender. You have let go of that, and your soul is now purified of that cycle. The karma that was following you around, making you go through this cycle over and over and over again, has now been dealt with, and you are now free. You are pure. You are you've been purified from that cycle. You don't need to be going through it again. With this new romantic cycle begins, for some of you it will be a new romantic cycle. For others, it is just a general cycle. This is a start of something new. So although you are going into or being drawn into an aspect to teach others about cycles you have been through, cycles you have experienced, etc. This is actually you starting a brand new cycle, because you are now no longer the student of these lessons. You are the teacher. You are the master. You are able to use this energy to move you forward. And that's what life is about. It's always about learning the cycles that are there, moving forward from them so that you can teach others. And this is very much what this moon is about. You have been purified of these cycles. You're not going to be going through it again. And I'm feeling that's why you were steering away from it. You didn't want to be going through this cycle again and again and again. You've dealt with it for yourself. It could be that you were feeling, I don't want to be bringing up my past. I don't want to be dealing with people that are going through the same sort of things that I went through, because it will trigger emotions within you. And what I'm feeling is it's very much that you have been purified from that. It's not going to have the same impact on you as when you were dealing with it. This is you moving forward. This is you bringing good to humanity, to help people grow, to help people move forward in their lives. And this is part of your purpose of being on this earth, is to actually help those that are going through and are experiencing similar cycles to what you have been in. So we will have, what message, what's the main message does this full moon have? Any further message from this full moon? Let's have a look. Okay, so we have be bold and make the first move. So what I'm feeling is, if opportunities present themselves, this is for you to be bold and go with them. This is about creating opportunities as well. This is about you making that first move. So if you have all this experience with certain aspects, it may be that you start by writing a book. It could be that you decide to write some sort of like program, some sort of like course or something that can help others. It could be that you look within the community at opportunities to help people that have experienced the same as what you've been through. For example, if it's alcohol, if you could possibly contact Alcoholics Anonymous and see whether they have positions where you can be trained to help. It could be that if it's to do with domestic abuse, going and looking in your local community at work where you can go and help those that are overcoming domestic abuse, etc. This is a time for you to be stepping up and making those choices for yourself, saying, yep, I am realizing that, yes, I need to be doing this. My life's stuck because I'm not doing what my true purpose is. I may be able to do that as a sideline, but my main position is moving forward and doing something with the cycles that I have previously experienced. I need to be helping those that have been through the same as what I have been through. So I'm going to be pulling one final card. One final card is a message from this full moon in Aries. What last message do we need to receive? What is the final message from this full moon in Aries? Let's have a look, shall we? Final message from this full moon in Aries. We have two. So we have the yes card. So if you are thinking in particular of something, if this reading has sparked your memory or sparked something within you, triggered you to think, maybe this, your answer is yes. We also have raise your vibration. Okay, so this is about keeping your vibration high. Don't get into these cycles or looking at these cycles with others and let that bring you down. You have risen above it. Keep your vibrations high. While you keep your vibrations high, then it's going to be that nothing is going to affect you the way it did when you were going through it, because these are not your experiences. These are someone else's experiences that you are just helping them with. So I am going to go straight to the book and I'm going to read, so you can get the full message. I'll hold it there for you. We have raised your vibration. It's time to move up a level. As I was saying, you're now no longer the student. You are now the teacher. You are now the master. This is time for you to step up into that new role. So it's time for you to move up a level. It's time to fly high. You may have experienced some setbacks or felt low recently, but that is behind you now, and you have the opportunity to light up like never before. Everything in the entire universe is comprised of energy, and that energy vibrates, drawing towards its similar energy. So raising your vibration means aligning yourself with situations, people, places, and choices that you know will lift you up, support you, and help you grow. When this card appears, you have overcome the darkness and are moving into a time of opportunity. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you can be reborn. Know that angels are acknowledging your commitment to growth. You are filled with inspiration now and attracting only the good. There's a sense of achievement around you at this time. You may be receiving documentation, certification, or a reward of some description to acknowledge your growth or experience. This is a time to cherish, a time to enjoy the rewards of your commitments, to living with integrity and doing good. You have overcome many challenges and risen above adversity, judgment, and possibly even abuse. You are ascending spiritually and personally at this time, and the universe is supporting you. This is the pathway of light, the pathway of your soul's evolution, ascension. Okay, so as I was saying about those two paths, we had the path here as what you need to release. You need to release that path to allow in that growth. And it says here, this is the pathway of light, the pathway of your soul's evolution, ascension. This is what's happening at the time of this full moon. It is bringing you, putting you into alignment with your true purpose, where you're meant to be, what you're meant to be doing. And it is bringing, it's stopping that stuckness, because a lot of you, I feel, have been stuck because you're not quite on that path what you should be on at this time. So this is really going to move you forward, and it's going to bring you round. It's going to close off the cycle. It's going to completely change everything. You're no longer the student. You are the teacher and the master, and it's time for you to run with that and go out into the world and teach others how they too can overcome these cycles. So that is your message. If you are feeling this, please remember that thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button if you are feeling inclined as well. I am going to be offering these full moon readings, so please check out the details below. Everything's there on how to contact me if you're wanting a full moon reading, etc. But having said that, enjoy your full moon. Get on that right path. Go and live the life that you came here to live. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.